Hi, today we are going to take a short introduction about the electrochemistry. Okay, first of all, what is meant by the electrochemistry as a big branch of chemistry? Electro means the electricity, and chemistry means a chemical reaction or chemical energy. So this branch is studying how to convert the electricity into chemical energy and how to produce or generate electricity from a chemical reaction. Okay, so to generate electricity from chemical reaction, it is gone through a redox reaction, which means the redox reaction, it means that we have two types of oxidation and reduction. We have oxidation and reduction reaction. Okay, first of all, what is meant by oxidation? In oxidation, the element or the atom is losing one or more electron, and during the reduction, the compound or the element is gaining one or more electron. Okay, when someone is losing and the other is gaining, so the electron is transmitting from the oxidation or the oxidized element to the reduced element, so we can produce electricity. Okay, then the experiment starts with Galvani, which is a scientist who introduced the biochemistry branch. So Galvani has made an experiment which including putting a rod of zinc. He put a rod of zinc in a solution of copper sulfate. As all we know that the copper sulfate inside the solution will be ionized into copper positive 2 ions and sulfate negative 2 ion, as this is a aqueous solution or it is soluble in water. He has observed two observations. Take care of the observation because we are thinking about observation. What does he observe? Or what did he observe? He observed two observations. The first one is that the zinc has been corroded or rusted or it has a decay, which means it is corroded from, for example, this side. And the other observation is a precipitation, especially its color was red precipitation in the other side of the rod, like that. So Galvani think about that. So if the zinc is corroded and it is dissolved in the solution, so that zinc is transformed into a zinc ion. So how is the zinc is transformed into zinc ion? This is done by losing two electrons. And as we have explained before that losing electron is oxidation. So here is the zinc is oxidized. So the zinc is oxidized and has been dissolved in the solution through an oxidizing reaction. But the question is, where do the two electrons gone? The two electron is transferred in the solution. So think about that. If we have two electron is dissolving in the solution, there will be reacting with the positive or with the negative ion. Sure, there will be directed to the positive ion. Then the copper will gain two electrons and will be transformed into copper solid, which is precipitated in the other side of the rod. So gaining electron, which means is reduced. Okay, so now we have two reactions which are two concurrent, always they are two concurrent reaction because there is no losing in the space or created electron, and there is no electron is received or gained from nothing. So we can say that the zinc is losing 2 electrons, which are transferred to the ions of the copper, and then the copper is reduced and precipitated on the other side of the rod. We have to adding the two equations for making which is called the total reaction. What is the total reaction? By making the total reaction, we have to exclude these 2 electrons and putting the arrow in the same side. Then we have the zinc here and copper, positive ion 2, and the product will be the zinc produced, which is the zinc positive 2 ions, and copper as a solid precipitate. In other words, we can say that the zinc is oxidized and lose 2 electrons, the copper is reduced and gain 2 electrons, or we can say that the copper is donating his 2 electrons to the copper. So we can make which is called the diagram of the cell, or diagram of these situations. So we have the zinc is oxidized into zinc positive 2, and then we have the copper, which is reduced to copper 0 or copper solid, which is precipitated on the rod. This is called a simplified galvanic cell. In this galvanic cell, we have explaining how the zinc is oxidized and how the copper is reduced in the galvanic cell. But the question is, why the zinc is reduced and the copper is why the zinc is oxidized and the copper is reduced, and not the reversed operation? The second question is, where is the electricity? And to explain the electricity, we have to maintain or explain which is called the Daniell cell in the next session. I hope that you have understand what I'm saying. First, you have to study well the electricity. It converted into electric chemical energy and vice versa, but you will not gain any information in this chapter unless you have studied well and understanding very well what is meant by oxidizing and reducing reactions. Thank you.